Hello and welcome to Trevor's Tutorials. I'm Trevor Slocum. In this tutorial we'll talk about the difference between bitmap, vector, and stroke fonts, the difference between monospace and variable width fonts, and how to use text draw and EbitinUtil debug print to draw text onto the screen. Bitmap fonts are composed of bitmap images, meaning the font files contain raw image data, and when we draw text onto the screen using a bitmap font, we just copy that image data onto the screen. If we want to draw text larger or smaller than the sizes that are included in that font file, we end up guessing in some way at how to fill in that data. The result of that guess can be aesthetically pleasing, but it might not be. Vector and stroke fonts, on the other hand, are composed of vector images or stroke paths. When we scale these fonts up or down, instead of guessing, we have very well-defined rules on how to fill in the pixels in between. In monospace fonts, each character occupies the same amount of screen space. This makes it easy to calculate how much screen space we'll need to draw any particular text. In variable width fonts, each character occupies a varying amount of screen space. To know how much space we'll need to draw some particular text, we need to measure it. Text draw is one method of drawing text onto the screen, and it's best used when drawing text shown to players. It allows us to specify a font face of any size, as well as the text position, color, and much more. EbitinUtil debug print, on the other hand, is best used when drawing text shown only to developers. The font face, size, and color are unchangeable. It uses a bitmap font where each character is 6 pixels wide by 10 pixels high, and it can be scaled to produce pixelated text of any size. Let's take a look at the code. Just like last time, we'll only take a look at what's changed since the last tutorial. We've added 3 new fields to our game struct: font source, font face, and the player's current score. In reset, we'll reset the player's current score. In initialize, we'll initialize the font source by providing it with a font that's embedded within EbitEngine, and the font's named M+1P. We then create a font face from that font source at a size of 16 pixels. In update, we now check if the chopstick's X position is midway through the screen, and if so, we award the player a point. We now define a debug print scaled method, and this uses EbitinUtil debug print to print text onto the screen, but it uses a off-screen image which allows us to scale that image to any size. And what this means is we can use EbitinUtil debug print to print text at any size. In draw, we now build the player score label, meaning we convert the score from a number into a string. And then we measure how much screen space is needed to draw that string onto the screen, and we use text measure to determine that. Text measure returns a width and a height, and in this case, we only care about the width. We then define a text draw options and translate the geometry matrix so that the text is aligned on the right side of the screen based on how much screen space is needed to draw that label. Then we call text draw to draw the text onto the screen. After that, we call debug print scaled, and we print the current frames per second and ticks per second onto the screen. Let's see how our game looks with the player's score and debug text added to the screen. In the next tutorial, we'll learn how to add sound effects. See you there.